Hi there, I'm Jules from thestonesoup.com and today I've got another healthy 5-ingredient recipe for you. Great, so I've got my ground coriander and my smoked paprika in my bowl here, so 2 teaspoons of each of those. Then I'm going to get some olive oil, so 6 tablespoons. And we're going to give a really generous pinch of salt. So you might give it a couple. And we're just going to give that a good stir to make a lovely spicy oil. So I've chopped up half a cauliflower and put it in my roasting pan. I like to line it with baking paper just to make it easier to clean up. I'm a bit lazy. So just into nice bite-sized chunks. And then I'm going to get my spicy oil, and we want to put about half of it over the cauliflower. I'm going to save the other half to toss our chicken in, maybe a bit more than half for the cauli. And just the best way to do this is get in with hands. And you just want to toss it until it's all coated with the lovely oil. And then we're going to roast it in really hot oven actually, so 250C, which is 480F. We're going to get the cauliflower started for 10 minutes, and then we'll get the chicken ready and it will go in as well. So while the cauliflower is starting to cook, I'm going to get my chicken ready. So I would normally use chicken thigh fillets for this, but my farmer at the farmer's market only had breasts. So I'm just going to use one large breast because this is really a big one. But normally I'd use probably 4 thigh fillets for this salad for 2 people. So I'm just going to chop the chicken into nice bite-sized pieces, and then as I slice those, I'm going to toss them into the oil. So our cauliflower's been in the oven for 10 minutes. It's really hot oven, as you can see, so it's really sizzling, starting to burn a little bit around the edges, which is fine. It's starting to soften, but still got a bit to go. So we're going to give it a good stir, and then we're going to get our chicken in. So this is my chicken that I've just tossed in oil. So chicken and cauli have been in for 5 minutes now. I'm just going to give them a toss. The chicken's almost cooked, but I just want to make sure, and the cauliflower needs a bit longer, so I'll just give everything a good toss, and we'll pop it back in for another 5 minutes. Okay, so while the chicken and cauli are cooking, I'm going to make my sauce. So I've got my dressing, I guess. I've got 1/3 cup of tahini, lemon juice and water. It's 1/3 cup of each of those. I'm going to pop in a couple of tablespoons of good extra virgin olive oil and a pinch of salt. You could put in some garlic if you'd like, just a little, half a clove, small clove crushed, but I like to keep it simple. And then the secret ingredient, I've got 2 teaspoons of maple syrup, or you could use honey. Or you can skip this if you want to keep it lower carb, but it really does make it taste magic, and it's really worth it. And you might like to add a little bit more if you've got a sweet tooth. And then I'm just going to, you can use a whisk, but I'm just going to use my trusty old stick blender. Beautiful. And it's going to taste and season with a little salt if it needs it. And then we're good to dress our salad. So once the chicken and cauliflower are cooked, so it was 20 minutes all up, 10 minutes for just the cauli, and then 10 minutes after we added the chicken. I stirred it a couple of times. So I've just popped it all, let it cool down a little bit, popped it all in a serving platter, and then we're going to, I've got a bunch of flat leaf parsley. I'm going to toss most of the parsley. I've just picked the leaves. Toss most of the parsley over so it starts to wilt in with the cauli and the chicken. And fingers are the best way for this. And then I've got my dressing, so I'm just going to drizzle or dollop more chunks of dressing over the top. You may not need to use all the dressing, but don't worry, you'll be happy to eat it on other things. And that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to finish it off with some roasted almonds. So if you enjoyed this recipe, really encourage you to come on over and visit my blog. It's thestonesoup.com, and if you sign up for email updates, you get a free ebook filled with video recipes just like this one. Hope to see you soon.